So, the Rossi saw blade, a kindler and gentler jib saw. Kind of like takes a little bit of the jib saw, brings it down into a, from what, you know, I'm doing this a year ahead. I don't know the price point, but apparently a lower price point, and just makes it a little bit mellower of a board. And you can see the review above for everything else, but you just got a little mellow camber between the feet here. Just a nice entry-level park board. You can see there's kind of like, you know, the way they do this, it's like these are the contact points, you know, but there's just really one bump in the center kind of going out to the tip and tail. And you can kind of see it's pronounced. It's kind of like, it's not as pronounced as many of the other boards, like you know, like the Templar or the jib saw, but it's more like you know, it's like a mellower version of the 1LF now, and so you just got a little extra bump there, a little extra edge hold, but still real smooth and not that grabby. And then you've got a really mellow camber that's almost non-existent. It's basically like almost flat here for this 150, and then everything else is rocker. And so it's a little loose, but it's better than most. You know, it's loose compared to the 40%. This is like their auto turn. Then there's like the 40% camber, and then there's like the 60% camber, about like right here. And you know, like compared to the jib saw, that's where it is. And this is just kind of super mellow and super chill, super buttery and playful. You can kind of see, you know, it's going to be more stable than a rocker, more stable than some hybrid rocker boards, between the feet, one footing off the chair and going down a long flat cat track, what we call flat basing. It's going to be better there than rocker, but it's not going to be good as good as the 40% camber or 60% camber or some hybrid rocker boards. But all in all, it's you know, it's nice to have at least a little tiny bump there to kind of give you stability. It's not really going to do anything for turning, creating spring out of the turn or anything. It's going to be kind of like a flat to rocker or you know, continuous rocker board. But here's the base, you know, just super simple. And then you know, let's talk briefly. I mean, this is just like kind of like a centered stance twin, mainly for ride and park and for hitting jibs, you know, and give you a little extra edge hold for other things. And it's kind of entry level, easy to turn kind of thing. You know, and you're looking at a reference stance of, wow, 22 point, yeah, pardon me, 22.8, which is pretty wide, but you know, they're kind of saying go freestyle, and the more freestyle you go, the better it is often to go a little bit wider stance. It's not, you know, it's not the rule, but it's a general guideline. And so setting all the way back is 22.82, and you really don't want to ride this in powder, even with all that rocker. It's just such a short board. It's just, you know, with the centered stance, it's really not going to be that ideal. What are we looking at? Yeah, the waist width is 25.3, so yeah, this is like, if your specs like mine and you can see them posted below, you don't really want to go too big with this kind of board. You're looking at 17.5 back here, all the way back, and 17.25. Is that right? Did I get that right? Sorry, no, 18.5, all the way back, with normal discs, and 17.25. So you're not looking at much, man. You're looking at 1.25 back. That's horrible for you know, directional float, but But you really want to just keep this centered, and you just want to ride it centered, and if you get some powder, it'll be okay. But you might want, if you're a freestyle oriented rider, you know, it's going to be great for the park, but really when it dumps, you're not going to have much going on. Maybe you'll want a bigger twin if you want to ride centered and ride, you know, switch and land switch, and just kind of take more of a freestyle approach to powder riding. But this will do okay for its size, because you can see there's a good bit of rocker. But all in all, there's a saw blade, and check out the review above for the rest of the, you know, the real shit.